How's it going, everybody? The PlayStation Ready Set Play sale is running from now until August 26th, and there's a ton of absolute bangers on sale for up to 90% off. Every day I put together lists of the top games you can get at a deep discount, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. If any physical editions exist, you can find them down in the description, but with that out of the way, that's enough yapping from me, so let's get straight into it. For $36, 58% off, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 Royal Edition is a richly immersive medieval RPG following Henry on an epic quest through a historically grounded 15th century Bohemia, blending deep role-playing with realistic combat, exploration, and consequence-driven choices. This Royal Edition includes the full base game, all story DLC, and additional expansions including Brushes with Death, Legacy of the Forge, and Mysteria Ecclesia. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 130 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off, Gears of War Reloaded is an Unreal Engine remaster of the original blockbuster shooter, fully optimized for PS5 with 4K assets, HDR, and beautifully remastered lighting, shadows, and enhanced environmental detail. This definitive edition includes all DLC, bonus campaign content, and full crossplay and progression support, letting you fight the Locust threat solo or cooperatively with friends in cinematic, action-packed battles. It's a 94 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $12, 80% off, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is an open-world action RPG where you play as a Spartan hero navigating ancient Greece, shaping your destiny and influencing history through the choices you make in a world on the brink of chaos. You'll explore untamed landscapes and bustling cities, engage in large-scale battles, complete quests that affect the world around you, and develop your character with abilities, weapons, and gear. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off, Assassin's Creed The Ezio Collection lets you step into the legendary shoes of Ezio across 3 epic adventures, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, all remastered with enhanced graphics. Follow Ezio's journey from a young man learning the assassin's ways to leading the Brotherhood in Rome, and finally to Constantinople as he walks in the footsteps of his mentor, Altair. It's an 87 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 110 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $26, 35% off, South of Midnight Weaver's Edition is a spellbinding third-person action adventure set in the American Deep South, where Hazel is called to become a weaver, a magical mender of broken bonds and spirits, after a hurricane rips through her hometown of Prospero. The Weaver's Edition includes the art book, original soundtrack, a comic book, music video, and a director's cut documentary celebrating the craft and stories behind the game. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $18, 70% off, Unicorn Overlord is a tactical RPG where you reclaim your throne and lead a grand army across a vibrant, meticulously crafted world, blending overworld exploration with exquisitely animated tactical battles. Assemble over 60 unique units, grow your renown, strategically command your forces to overcome powerful enemies, and uncover the intertwined fates of 5 warring nations in an epic story of loyalty, power, and destiny. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 75 hours to platinum. For $10, 65% off, Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy reunites Amadeus the Wizard, Zoya the Thief, and Pontius the Knight to battle a fearsome clockwork army and save loved ones in a richly detailed fantasy world full of danger and wonder. Explore stunning 2.5D landscapes, solve upgraded puzzles, and engage in intense combat solo or with up to 3 friends in local or online co-op while leveling up each hero through a new skill quest system. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $23, 67% off, Call of Duty Vanguard is a World War II shooter where you dogfight over the Pacific, airdrop into France, defend Stalingrad, and blast through North Africa with cinematic intensity. Developed by Sledgehammer Games, it features a gripping single-player campaign, a multiplayer suite with over 20 maps, and a zombies mode from Treyarch, delivering high-stakes combat and immersive historical detail across multiple modes. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $28, 20% off, Myst Remake is Cyan's ground-up reimagining of the iconic puzzle adventure, whisking you to the eerily beautiful Myst Island and its mysterious ages to unravel a tale of ruthless family betrayal through immersive environmental exploration. Built with all new art, sound, and reimagined interactions, plus optional puzzle randomization and ray tracing support, this is the definitive modern experience of the beloved classic. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $24, 30% off, Riven Remake is Cyan World's expanded reimagining of the 1997 classic, sending you through dense jungles, caverns, and monolithic structures to explore a world shaped by a man who sees himself as a god and uncover why it teeters on the verge of collapse. Free movement through a real-time 3D environment and captivating new visuals bring Riven to life as its cunning puzzles reward careful observation and environmental storytelling. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $32, 35% off, The Altars Deluxe Edition is a sci-fi survival game where you play as Jan Dolsky, the lone survivor of a crash-landed expedition on a hostile planet, tasked with forming a crew of alternative versions of himself, the Altars, each shaped by a different critical decision from his past. This deluxe edition includes the base game, the original soundtrack, deluxe outfits, and the new expansion, Last Variable, releasing mid-July. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $18, 40% off, Blueprints is a mystery strategy puzzle adventure set in the Manor of Mount Holly, where every door you open reshapes the world and guides your journey toward Room 46 through hidden secrets and surprises. Draft each room carefully, uncovering unique challenges, secrets, and items that can be used creatively to progress, while the mana resets each day, forcing you to adapt your strategies and plan ahead with precision. It's a 90 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $16, 70% off, Persona Dancing Endless Night Collection is a rhythm game bundle that brings together Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight, Persona 4 Dancing All Night, and Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight in a one stylish package. With iconic Persona soundtracks adapted for rhythm gameplay, character customization, and social events that deepen bonds with teammates, it delivers stylish, fan-focused musical fun. It's a 75 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $30, 40% off, Diablo 4 delivers a massive next-gen action RPG where you'll master countless abilities, battle endless demonic hordes, and scour nightmarish dungeons for legendary loot. Explore a dark open world filled with terrifying creatures, memorable characters, and a gripping campaign you can tackle solo or with friends, then dive into robust endgame activities like challenging massive world bosses and participating in seasonal events. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $16, 60% off, Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year Edition is an epic RPG that blends rich storytelling, strategic combat, and a vast, immersive world full of danger, intrigue, and memorable characters across multiple sprawling regions. Featuring deep tactical combat and massive exploration, this edition also includes all expansions, Jaws of Akan, The Descent, and Trespasser, plus the added deluxe edition upgrades. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off, System Shock is a full remake of the groundbreaking 1994 sci-fi immersive sim, throwing you into a hostile space station ruled by one of gaming's most iconic villains, Shodan. This modern reimagining preserves the original's tense exploration and systematic gameplay while adding HD visuals, refined controls, an overhauled interface, and reworked audio that still features Shodan's original voice actor for maximum atmosphere. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $12, 40% off, 1000 Times Resist is a sci-fi adventure set 1,000 years in the future, where humanity has been nearly extinguished by a mysterious disease, and Iris becomes the all-mother of a society built entirely from her clones. As the Watcher, you relive her memories through communion, solving puzzles, exploring the orchard, and navigating shifting perspectives while discovering truths that challenge everything you thought you knew. It's a 90 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $21, 30% off, Tormented Souls 2 is a survival horror experience where Carolyn Walker must save her sister Anna from visions that manifest into terrifying reality, leading them to the remote town of Villa Hesse. Explore unnerving locations like a shadowy convent, derelict mall, and abandoned school while switching between realities to alter the past and uncover dark secrets in a twisted, suspense-filled narrative. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, and there's unfortunately 9 broken trophies, making the platinum currently unobtainable. For $20, 72% off, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is a pulse-pounding first-person shooter that thrusts you in the volatile geopolitical conflict in the early 1980s during global tension and espionage. Experience a cinematic single-player campaign filled with espionage, deception, and covert operations as you chase down a shadowy Soviet threat across East Berlin, Vietnam, Turkey, and within KGB headquarters, where every decision can alter history. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $21, 70% off, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remastered Deluxe Edition is a dark, atmospheric JRPG classic where Tokyo is consumed by the apocalyptic conception, and your choices shape a dangerous world of gods, demons, and shifting alliances. Explore a shattered city, battle or negotiate with dangerous demons, and master strategic turn-based combat that rewards careful planning, fusion, and exploiting enemy weaknesses. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $15, 70% off. Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name once again follows legendary Yakuza Kazuma Kiryu, who faked his death to protect his family, as he is drawn back in a conflict by a mysterious figure. Under the codename Joryu, Kiryu navigates vibrant locations filled with compelling characters, switching between the bone-crunching Yakuza style and high-tech, precision-driven agent style in visceral melee combat. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off. The Outlast Trials is a co-op survival horror experience from Red Barrel set during the Cold War, where unwilling test subjects are imprisoned inside Murkoff's sadistic psychological experiments. Sneak through nightmarish trial facilities solo or with up to 3 friends using stealth-focused gameplay, scarce defensive tools like stun rigs and blind mines, and tense objective-based missions that pit you against grotesque enemies. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $28, 60% off. The Civilization VI Anthology is the ultimate console collection, including the base game, all expansions, DLC, and the full New Frontier Pass, perfect for newcomers and strategy enthusiasts alike. With Rise and Fall, Gathering Storm, 6 DLC packs, and the New Frontier Pass adding new civilizations, leaders, game modes, and environmental challenges, it offers endless strategic depth and countless hours of engaging gameplay. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $24, 40% off. Tekken 8 is the latest entry in the fighting game series, with over 32 detailed characters with high-resolution models, featuring cinematic story sequences and interactive stages. Engage in fast-paced battles using new mechanics like heat, rage arts, and the accessible special-style control system, while exploring the story mode or customizing your avatar for arcade challenges, online ranked matches, and interactive lobbies. It's a 90 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $15, 70% off. The Little Nightmares 1 and 2 bundle is a chilling puzzle platformer collection where you guide 6 and Mono through twisted, nightmarish worlds filled with grotesque enemies and haunting mysteries. Explore the Maw in the original game and uncover its secrets of the Maw DLC, then venture into the eerie Pale City in Little Nightmares 2, avoiding terrifying resonance while unraveling the dark secrets of the Signal Tower. It's an 81 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to finish both games. For $30, 75% off. Far Cry 6 Game of the Year Edition sends you to take down Castillo's regime, fighting through the island nation of Yara with improvised weapons and unique animal companions. Capture bases, ride horses and fly helicopters across jungles and farmland, lead the rebellion by helping farmers and smugglers, and play the full campaign in 2-player co-op, plus this edition's Lost Between Worlds expansion and Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off. Dredge Complete Edition is a fishing adventure where you captain a trawler across remote islands, uncovering unsettling secrets beneath the waves while managing your catch, your upgrades, and your sanity after dark. Its eerie atmosphere, minimalist storytelling, clever progression, and expanded content with the Iron Rig, the Pale Reach, and Blackstone Key create a richer, more haunting, and deeply absorbing experience. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $12, 75% off, the Crysis Remastered Trilogy delivers 3 visually stunning first-person shooters, fully updated with enhanced textures, lighting, and effects. You play as a super soldier, using a nanosuit with speed, strength, and cloaking abilities in Crysis Remastered, customizing the upgraded Nanosuit 2.0 in Crysis 2 Remastered, and uncovering the truth behind the Cell Corporation in Crysis 3 Remastered. It's an 84 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to get all 3 platinums. For For $15, 70% off. Oninaki is an emotional action RPG where you play as Kagachi, a watcher tasked with guiding lost souls to the afterlife in a world built on the fragile balance between life, death, and reincarnation. You'll explore hauntingly beautiful environments filled with tragic spirits, battling corrupted lost through fast, fluid combat that seamlessly mixes hack-and-slash action with deeply personal storytelling and heavy emotional undertones. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $13, 85% off, Far Cry 5 Gold Edition drops you in a Hope County, Montana, where a fanatical doomsday cult is taken over and you must fight back solo or in two-player co-op using a vast arsenal of weapons and fan-favorite allies like Cheeseburger and Boomer. The Gold Edition includes the Digital Deluxe Pack and Season Pass, adding 3 DLC adventures against zombies, Viet Cong soldiers, and Martian arachnids, plus Far Cry 3 Classic Edition. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $12, 40% off, Yakuza Kiwami is an HD remake of the PS2 classic, bringing back Kazuma Kiryu, the Dragon of Dojima, in a gripping story of loyalty, loss, and redemption set in Kamurocho's neon streets. After a decade in prison for a crime he didn't commit, Kiryu navigates a city overrun by corruption and rival clans, uncovers conspiracies, and protects the young Haruka while facing brutal fights, tense investigations, and unexpected twists. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $24, 40% off, Tales of Xillia Remastered brings the beloved JRPG to HD for the first time, letting you follow medical student Jude or the mysterious spirit wielder Milla through the vibrant world of Rize Maxia in a deeply engaging story where their fates inevitably intertwine. Master the dual raid linear motion battle system for devastating combo attacks and enjoy improved graphics, autosave, toggleable encounters, and all original DLC. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $12, 60% off, Actraiser Renaissance is a modern reimagining of the 90s classic, blending 2D platforming action with city-building simulation as you guide humanity through the battle between good and evil. Cast powerful magic in realm acts, protect and cultivate settlements and realm management, and face new bosses while enjoying remastered HD graphics and a fully rearranged soundtrack by Yuzo Koshiro, including 15 new tracks. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $15, 45% off, The Last Faith is a gothic Metroidvania that fuses precise, merciless combat with dark, Souls-like tension, intricate level design, and atmospheric storytelling. You'll guide Eric through snow-dusted mountains, moonlit castles, and a cursed, non-linear world, wielding a vast arsenal of melee weapons, arcane spells, and long-range firearms to carve your own path while executing stylish, creative, and devastating combos. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $24, 20% off, new Super Lucky's Tale is a colorful 3D platformer where Lucky the Fox journeys through the magical Book of Ages to stop the sorcerer Jinx and recover its stolen pages. Explore expansive hub worlds, tackle side-scrolling challenge stages, and collect hundreds of hidden items, while using Lucky's jumps, borrowing, and tail swipes to defeat enemies, uncover secrets, and face off against the villainous Kitty Litter family. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $11, 25% off, Sektori is an intense twin-stick shooter infused with hard-hitting techno music where you carefully choose upgrades to build powerful loadouts and take on relentless enemies and epic bosses across a constantly evolving battlefield. Simple, pure gameplay with quick runs and high replayability, designed to push your focus to the limit as visuals, music, and frenetic action merge into a high adrenaline state of flow. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 10 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $21, 30% off, Darksiders War Mastered Edition has War, the first horseman of the apocalypse, framed for inciting a premature war between heaven and hell that lets demonic hordes overrun the entire ravaged broken earth. Stripped of his powers by the Charred Council, War returns to hunt down the truth and punish those responsible, forging uneasy alliances with demons and battling vengeful angels across the ravaged remains of the world. It's an 83 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $21, 40% off, Visage is a slow-burn, first-person psychological horror game that traps you in a massive, ever-changing house haunted by the dark memories of families who once lived and tragically died there. Explore its gloomy corridors and twisted rooms, uncovering grisly stories of murder, insanity, and suicide, while unseen entities stalk your every move, warping your perception and testing your sanity in a tense, terrifying, and deeply unsettling atmosphere. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $12, 75% off, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous Game of the Year Edition is an epic CRPG where you lead the Fifth Crusade against demonic hordes, choosing from 10 mythic paths, 25 classes, and 160 archetypes while building bonds with 12 companions across over 150 hours. Unleash powerful mythic abilities in tactical battles and explore all 6 premium expansions and 4 free DLCs packed with roguelike challenges, new companions, and story-rich content. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 10 out of 10, and about 350 hours to platinum. Good luck with that. For $18, 80% off, Lost Judgment Ultimate Edition is a narrative-driven action-adventure where private detective Takayuki Yagami revisits a chilling case of seemingly impossible crimes, including the full base game and all DLC. You'll investigate using gadgets and classic sleuthing, brawl through streets with 3 distinct martial arts styles, and go deep undercover in side activities like street racing and side cases across Kamurocho and Ijincho. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $21, 65% off, Star Ocean The Divine Force is a sweeping sci-fi action RPG following Raymond and Letitia as their destinies intertwine across a galaxy teeming with danger, advanced civilizations, and unexpected intrigue. Explore massive open environments, from alien cities to hidden caverns, while engaging in fast-paced, real-time combat that blends high-speed movement, vanish attacks, and powerful skills for adrenaline-fueled battles. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $16, 70% off, Tomb Raider 1-6 Remastered brings the classic adventures of Lara Croft to modern platforms, allowing players to experience the iconic action-adventure series in fully updated graphics and controls. Explore intricately designed tombs and engage in thrilling combat across jungles, mountains, and ancient ruins, while uncovering legendary artifacts, secret passages, and other long-lost treasures. It's a 76 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 165 hours to finish all 6 games. For $25, 50% off, Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven is a full 3D remake of the 1993 RPG where you play as the Emperor of Avalon, defending your empire from the vengeful 7 heroes across generations. A free-form narrative lets your choices shape the order you challenge the heroes and build your empire, while strategic turn-based battles feature a timeline system, glimmers for learning new abilities, and the United Attack mechanic for combination moves. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 85 hours to platinum. For $26, 35% off, The House in Fata Morgana Dreams of the Remnants Edition is a gothic visual novel spanning nearly a millennium, exploring tragedy, human nature, and insanity. Experience the main storyline, the prequel A Requiem for Innocence, and the sequel Reincarnation, all with enhanced voice acting, beautifully illustrated scenes, and haunting, atmospheric music for a deeply immersive, emotional, and unforgettable journey. It's a 93 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $20, 80% off, Watch Dogs Legion Gold Edition is an open-world action-adventure where you recruit and play as anyone in a sprawling near-future London, building a resistance through hacking, stealth, and combat to reclaim the city from corporate and criminal control. This Gold Edition includes the base game, Season Pass with 2 expansions, extra missions, 4 heroes, and the original Watch Dogs Complete Edition. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $18, 70% off, Sonic Superstars is a fast-paced 2D, 3D hybrid platformer where Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy harness new emerald powers to explore the vibrant North Star Islands and stop Dr. Eggman. You'll dash, spin, swim, and manipulate time as you navigate visually striking environments, uncover hidden secrets, and tackle inventive platforming challenges, either solo or with up to 3 friends in drop-in, drop-out 4-player co-op. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $15, 40% off, Towerborn casts you as an ace, an immortal warrior reborn to defend the Belfry against the encroaching darkness beyond its walls in a crumbling world. Customize your ace with powerful gear, experiment with diverse combat styles and fast-paced, combo-based brawler combat, join up to 3 other aces or venture solo with Umbra's unique abilities, and uncover the mystery of the fallen city of Numbers across a full story campaign. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $36, 40% off. Cult of the Lamb, The One Who Waits, bundles the base game with 5 DLC packs, Cultist, Heretic, Sinful, Pilgrim, and Woolhaven, casting you as a possessed lamb building a cult of woodland followers, performing dark rituals and spreading the word across 4 mysterious regions. Venture into randomly generated dungeons, defeat rival cult leaders, and balance base building with roguelite combat as you ascend to become the one true lamb god. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off. Fantasian Neo Dimension is a turn-based RPG from Final Fantasy creator Hironobu Sakaguchi and composer Nobuo Uematsu, set in a world consumed by a deadly Mecteria infection. Play as Leo, who awakens with no memory and journeys through machine cities and strange dimensions to reclaim his past, using the unique Dimension battle mechanic and customizable party skills and equipment for strategic encounters. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $12, 40% off, Yakuza Kiwami 2 is a rebuilt from the ground up sequel that continues Kazuma Kiryu's saga with high-stakes action, intrigue, and Yakuza drama in Osaka's Sotenbori district. As Kiryu, the Dragon of Dojima, you'll navigate a city on the brink of war between the Tojo clan and the Omi Alliance, facing off against Ryuji Goda while engaging in frantic combat, dramatic story moments, and a host of lively side activities. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $20, 40% off, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge Ultimate Edition is the complete retro beat-em-up package, combining the base game with the Dimension Shell Shock and Radical Reptiles expansions inspired by the 1987 TV series. Battle across Manhattan and Dimension X with the Turtles, using fast arcade-style combat, vibrant pixel art pulled straight from the cartoon, and a survival mode that hops between TMNT eras. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $17, 50% off, Front Mission 3 Remake is a tactical RPG and the third chapter in the iconic series, putting you in control of Kazuki and Ryogo as tensions rise across volatile military zones. Command towering Wanzers, navigate 2 diverging storylines shaped by your choices, and uncover a global conspiracy involving secret weapons, corporate greed, and nationalistic agendas while exploring themes of loyalty and the ethics of technology. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 85 hours to platinum. For $16, 45% off, System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster is a modernized version of the legendary sci-fi FPS RPG from Night Dive Studios set aboard the doomed FTL ship Von Braun. You awaken from cryosleep in 2114 with no memory, exploring the ship deck by deck while fighting hybrid mutants, battling rogue security robots, and developing your playstyle through the OSA, Marines, or Navy skill branches as Shodan hunts you down. It's a 92 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $15, 75% off, the Turok Trilogy bundle brings back 3 classic dinosaur slaying adventures in one package. Explore vast 3D worlds filled with cunning enemies, deadly traps, and intricate puzzles as you hunt prehistoric beasts, face terrifying bosses, and survive hostile environments while uncovering hidden secrets, mastering powerful weapons, and strategizing every encounter to stay alive. It's an 84 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 40 hours to finish all 3 games. For $15, 40% off, Metal Slug Tactics is a tactical RPG that reimagines the explosive arcade action of the classic series with roguelite strategy elements and a fresh isometric perspective. Build a squad of iconic characters to battle General Morden's rebel army, unleash sync attacks and heavy artillery support, and fight across handcrafted maps while upgrading weapons and mods between runs to adapt your strategy and survive relentless encounters. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $21, 25% off, Grime 2 is the sequel to the acclaimed 2021 Metroidvania, casting you as the Formless, an art mimic who absorbs defeated enemies and summons molds in their shape for special attacks, projectiles, and summons. Venture into a mysterious new land of diverse cultures and characters, using environmental combat, parries, and grasps alongside over 30 weapons, 20 armors, and 40 abilities against deadly enemies and epic bosses. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $21, 75% off, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth Deluxe Edition is a massive, heartfelt, and wildly entertaining RPG that reunites Ichiban Kasuga, the unbreakable optimist, with Kazuma Kiryu, the legendary Yakuza facing his twilight years. Featuring fast-paced, turn-based combat where nearly anything can become a weapon, tons of absurd job classes, and the included Master Vacation Bundle DLC, it's one of the most ambitious and content-rich entries in the series yet. It's a 90 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 90 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off, The Centennial Case, a Shijima story, is a live-action mystery adventure where you investigate a century-long chain of inexplicable deaths in the Shijima family using logic, careful deduction, and observation to unravel the truth. Solve 4 distinct murder cases across different points in time, collect clues, establish hypotheses, and piece together hidden connections in a suspenseful, story-driven experience full of twists. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $17, 80% off, the Dying Light collection bundles Dying Light 1 and 2, delivering the ultimate zombie survival experience across 2 expansive open-world adventures full of horror and parkour. Explore sprawling cities by day and face relentless horrors by night, craft weapons to survive the infected, and enjoy Dying Light's extra quarantine zones and remastered soundtrack alongside Dying Light 2's Bloody Ties DLC and digital extras. It's a 75 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 170 hours to get both platinums. For $26, 35% off, Everybody's Golf Hot Shots brings the beloved series back with accessible, fun gameplay for all skill levels, teeing off across vibrant courses with intuitive controls, deep tournament customization including weather and handicap settings, and wacky modes that make every swing satisfying. Compete in single player, challenge friends locally, or test your skills against golfers worldwide in online modes with leaderboards and seasonal events. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 170 hours to platinum. For $15, 62% off, the Dark Pictures anthology The Devil in Me is a cinematic horror game where a group of documentary filmmakers are lured into a modern-day replica of H.H. Holmes' murder castle, only to discover they are being trapped in deadly games. You'll explore the sinister World's Fair Hotel, solve tool-based puzzles, and navigate run, jump, and climb mechanics while surviving elaborately designed killing rooms that test your courage. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, about 20 hours to platinum. For $12, 80% off, Soul Hackers 2 is a cyberpunk turn-based JRPG where Aeon's agent Ringo is sent to stop an impending apocalypse in a neon-drenched future. Explore the high-tech streets of Amami City, recruit and fuse powerful demons in your party, and exploit enemy weaknesses in strategic press-turn style battles while strengthening bonds through the Soul Matrix to unlock new abilities, deeper character moments, and major story revelations. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $17, 50% off, Ion Fury Double Shot Edition follows Shelley Bombshell Harrison, a former bomb diffuser turned explosion causer battling Dr. Jadis Heskel's cybernetic cult across Neo DC. Run and gun through huge multi-path levels with no regenerating health, wielding a devastating arsenal like the tri-barreled Loverboy and bowling bombs, then dive into the Aftershock DLC's over 40 additional levels, new weapons, and grueling Angel of Death difficulty. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, and there's a broken trophy making the platinum unobtainable. For $14, 20% off, BrokenLore Follow is a psychological first-person horror experience following Anne as she confronts the inner demons born from a painful past and a suffocating relationship with her overpowering mother. Atmospheric exploration and environmental storytelling drive an emotionally intense horror experience exploring self-acceptance, eating disorders, body dysmorphia, and feelings of worthlessness. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $15, 50% off, Forgive Me Father 2 is a fast-paced Lovecraftian shooter, plunging you back into a malevolent, madness-filled world as the priest continues his descent toward salvation or complete insanity. Tear through evolving eldritch enemies with a devastating arsenal, embrace a madness system that grants powerful abilities, and carve your own playstyle through relentless combat backed by striking hand-drawn art and an otherworldly metal soundtrack. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $30, 40% off, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is a fully remade skateboarding collection that brings back 2 classic entries with modern visuals, refined controls, and online multiplayer for up to 8 skaters. Tear through faithfully recreated parks in crisp 4K with the iconic 2-minute format and classic soundtrack, customize your skater and design parks with shareable goals, and tackle tougher challenges in enhanced New Game Plus mode. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $25, 50% off, the RoboCop Rogue City Collection bundles both games plus all bonus content, letting you step into the role of the legendary part-man, part-machine hero to restore justice to chaotic old Detroit in Rogue City and infiltrate the Omni Tower against elite mercenaries and unfinished business. Exclusive bonus items, including alternate weapon versions and prototype armor sets, expand customization across both titles. It's a 72 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to get both platinums. For $12, 60% off, Pillars of Eternity Complete Edition is an immersive RPG updated for consoles, letting you explore a richly detailed fantasy world with redesigned menus and full controller support. You'll create a unique hero from a variety of races, classes, and backgrounds, assemble a party of compelling companions, and engage in real-time with pause combat across a beautifully crafted world filled with factions, secrets, and epic storylines. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $10, 65% off, Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted is a terrifying collection of classic and original minigames set in the Five Nights universe with faithfully remade scenarios pulled directly from the original games. Survive relentless animatronic encounters, repair malfunctioning systems and ventilation shafts under intense pressure, and endure nerve-wracking nights in the security office with both VR and non-VR modes fully included. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $17, 65% off, Disgaea 1 Complete is a full HD remaster of the legendary strategy RPG that kicked off Nippon Ichi's beloved series, bringing the chaotic, hilarious Netherworld back to life for a new generation of players. You'll follow the bratty demon prince Laharl, his mischievous vassal Etna, and the ever-optimistic angel trainee Floan on a wild, over-the-top quest to reclaim the throne and restore order, well, sort of, to the underworld. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $12, 85% off, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom Deluxe Edition is an epic JRPG where you join young King Evan on a grand quest to found a new kingdom, unite his world, and save its people from a looming evil. Explore beautifully crafted kingdoms, engage in strategic real-time battles, and navigate a rich story filled with unforgettable characters, magical creatures, and whimsical side quests, with the Deluxe Edition adding 2 additional expansions. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 85 hours to platinum. For $16, 20% off, Neon Inferno is a hybrid side-scroller and gallery shooter where you play as assassins Angelo Morano or Mariana Vitti, battling enemies across foreground and background combat in dystopian New York City. Upgrade weapons, master bullet time, and commandeer vehicles while facing unique bosses, completing challenging missions, unlocking powerful upgrades, and exploring diverse, chaotic, destructible levels. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $15, 75% off, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is a wild action adventure that blends over-the-top combat, open sea exploration, and a comedic, story-driven pirate tale. You play as Goro Majima, an ex-Yakuza who has lost his memory and reinvents himself as a pirate, assembling a unique crew, upgrading your ship, and battling rival pirates and criminals both on land and at sea in the hunt for lost memories and legendary treasure. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off. Grounded is a cooperative survival adventure where you've been shrunken to the size of an ant and must explore, build, and survive in a vast, dangerous backyard. You'll uncover the story behind your sudden miniaturization while crafting weapons, upgrading armor, customizing your character with mutations and milk maulers, and using clever tactics to fend off swarming creatures across ponds, sandboxes, and termite dens. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $28, 30% off, RimWorld drops 3 shipwreck survivors onto a distant, unforgiving world, letting an AI storyteller like Randy Random or Cassandra Classic weave tragic, twisted, and triumphant stories from every event. Manage colonists' moods, needs, wounds, and addictions, build across tundra, desert, or jungle, tame pets and attack beasts, form caravans to trade or fight, and capture enemies in combat to grow your motley crew. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $21, 30% off, Luna Abyss is a story-driven action-adventure blending fluid platforming with bullet hell combat, following Fox, a prisoner sent to explore a derelict megastructure beneath the mimic moon Luna, recovering forgotten technology from ruins that consumed a lost colony. Navigate centuries-old halls watched over by your artificial prison guard Aelin as the voices of the Abyss whisper cryptic secrets about Greymont's terrible fate. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $20, 33% off, 2 Point Museum lets you design, manage, and develop incredible museums across 5 unique main locations, plus pop-up museums, sandbox mode, and over 200 exhibits to uncover. Send your team of experts on expeditions to gather rare artifacts, then maintain exhibits, handle mischievous guests and thieves, and manage staff to ensure smooth operations while customizing layouts, thematic areas, and guided tours to maximize engagement. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $19, 50% off, the Onimusha 1 and 2 pack brings together the origins of the classic samurai action series, remastered in high definition with modernized controls and widescreen presentation. Experience Onimusha warlords as Samanosuke Akechi wields the Oni Gauntlet against demonic forces, then continue in Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny as Jubei Yagyu forges alliances and seeks revenge with awakened Oni powers. It's an 84 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to get both platinums. For $15, 25% off, Adorable Adventures is a relaxing third-person exploration game where you play as Boris, a curious baby boar using his developing sense of smell to navigate beautiful Savannah-inspired environments and reunite with his siblings after a forest fire. Follow scent trails, solve personality-based puzzles to convince each sibling to join you, and enjoy side activities like time trials and photography in a heartwarming story with full voiceover. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $15, 40% off, RoboQuest is a fast-paced FPS roguelite set in a post-apocalyptic 2700, where a reactivated Guardian robot and a young scavenger named Max explore mysterious caverns crawling with evil bots. Play solo or in 2-player co-op, blasting through randomly generated levels across multiple Guardian classes, building synergistic upgrades, wielding diverse weapons, and unlocking persistent base camp upgrades to push further each run. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $18, 40% off, Slime Rancher 2 is a first-person farming adventure that follows Beatrix LeBeau as she travels to the mysterious Rainbow Island to uncover its hidden secrets. Explore rainbow-hued biomes filled with cotton and angler slimes, upgrade your vac pack to harvest plorts and resources, expand a glass-walled conservatory with new gadgets and ranching tech, and uncover ancient technology scattered across the island's far reaches. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $20, 67% off, Coffee Talk Tokyo brings the warmth and delicious drinks of the beloved series to an all-new cafe in Tokyo where humans and yokai alike share their heartfelt stories together. Brew the right order for customers like Kenji, the Kappa salaryman, Vin, the barista's assistant, and Ayame, the recently deceased It Girl. Elevate your latte art with sprinkle stencils, and connect with regulars on the social network Tomodachi. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $14, 30% off, Neva Complete Edition is an emotionally charged action-adventure from the team behind Gree, following Alba and a wolf cub bound together after a traumatic encounter with dark forces, journeying through a decaying world as their bond grows from reluctant partnership to fierce devotion. It includes the Prologue DLC, a post-game expansion with 3 new locations, unique mechanics, new enemies, and intense boss encounters. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $23, 33% off, Kayak VR Mirage Complete Edition takes you on a jaw-dropping journey through beautiful VR locations, maneuvering a fully physically accurate kayak around checkpoints or free roaming at your own pace. Kayak through the mysterious caves of Yucatan and the whitewater rapids of Slovenia's Soka Valley, race against friends on global leaderboards, customize your kayak and paddle, and enjoy real-time multiplayer for 2 players. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $36, 40% off, Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus is a massive action RPG where a high school student faces the nightmare realm, forever changing his world in a gripping tale of friendship, courage, and supernatural threats. Explore vibrant modern Tokyo filled with secrets, challenging dungeons, and fast-paced combat while forging relationships, uncovering mysteries, and battling otherworldly threats alongside a growing cast of loyal allies. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $18, 70% off, Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors lets you choose your ship, blast hordes of alien sea monsters, and blaze your own trail through hundreds of branching environments across Darius history. Choose from 9 playable ships, including classic Silverhawk variants and gameplay-changing burst modes, battle over 40 enormous robotic sea monster battleships, and unlock over 3,000 stages in AC Chronicle mode alongside a brand new story mode. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 10 out of 10, and about 90 hours to platinum. For $27, 55% off, Darkest Dungeon 2 Resolute Edition sends 4 heroes in a stagecoach across a decaying landscape, forming parties to avert the apocalypse while managing stress, resources, and tragic hero backstories. Play the new Kingdoms mode to protect a persistent roster, dive into Confessions mode's roguelike runs, or explore the added Duelist, Crusader, and Abomination heroes, plus the Catacombs region from the game's expansions. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $24, 40% off, Eric's The Stolen Dream is an isometric, narrative-driven stealth adventure set in an early 1900s Nordic-inspired city, where Hannah searches for a missing brother while uncovering a conspiracy that threatens the fate of Eric's home. Play as 3 distinct characters with unique abilities, carefully scout guard patrols in shadowy streets, and use stealth, diversions, and environmental tools to outsmart relentless enemies. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off, Little Nightmares 2 Deluxe Edition is a suspenseful, atmospheric puzzle platformer that includes the full game plus the Gnome's Attic DLC, digital soundtrack, and art book, further expanding Mono's eerie journey through a distorted, nightmare-fueled world. Team up with 6 as you sneak past grotesque new residents, solve tense environmental puzzles inside the Pale City and beyond, and unravel the mystery of the Signal Tower. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off, Dragon Quest Builders is a charming sandbox RPG set in the shattered realm of Alefgard, long ago ruined, where humanity has lost the ability to build after the Dragon Lord's devastating conquest. As a legendary builder chosen by the goddess, you'll gather materials, craft tools, and rebuild towns from the ground up while battling monsters and restoring hope through creative construction and classic Dragon Quest storytelling. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory is a rhythm action spin-off that lets you relive iconic moments from the series through over 140 musical tracks, while playing as fan-favorite heroes from Disney and Square Enix world. Battle enemies in time with the music across side-scrolling, aerial, and boss stages, team up in co-op or online versus modes, and revisit key story scenes that celebrate the saga's biggest adventures. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $12, 50% off, Eastshade casts you as a traveling painter, exploring the peaceful open-world island of Eastshade to capture its full beauty on canvas with your trusty wooden artist easel in hand. Talk to the inhabitants to learn about their lives, make friends and help those in need, compose paintings anywhere to unlock secrets and gain items, and surmount natural impasses using crafting materials and schematics to solve quests. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $12, 40% off, Little Goody Two Shoes is a horror narrative adventure set in a hand-painted fairy tale world, following ambitious Elise as she discovers enchanted red shoes and is gradually pulled deeper into the deadly, mysterious woods. By day, manage village relationships, avoid suspicion of witchcraft, earn a living, and pursue charming romances, while by night, survive horrifying encounters and uncover dark secrets across 10 possible endings. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $17, 50% off, Tetris Forever is a 40-year celebration of the world's most iconic puzzle game, featuring over 15 classic versions alongside the all-new Tetris Time Warp. Challenge friends in Tetris Battle Gaiden, trigger massive line clears in Super Bomb Bliss, and experience the 1984 Electronica 60 version that started it all, alongside documentary featurettes exploring the partnership between creator Alexei Pajitnov and Hank Rogers. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $18, 40% off. The Precinct puts you in the shoes of rookie cop Nick Cordell Jr., patrolling the neon-soaked streets of 1980s Averno City while chasing criminals, solving your father's murder, and navigating gang-driven conspiracies. Respond to everything from petty infractions to grand heists with intense foot, car, and helicopter pursuits, destructible environments, and tactical support calls for backup, roadblocks, and spike strips. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $12, 40% off, Suzerain casts you as President Anton Rain, steering Swordland through border conflicts, deep-seated corruption, and severe economic turmoil during his pivotal first term. Traverse a branching saga of over 1 million words, make critical decisions on security, economy, and diplomacy, engage with a cast of over 50 characters, and drive Swordland toward one of 9 major endings and dozens of sub-endings that define your legacy. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $15, 50% off, Songs of Silence is a fantasy strategy game, combining deep tactical decision-making with fast-paced auto battles and a narrative-driven campaign across a richly crafted, painterly world. Command armies, forge alliances, and make weighty choices that shape both your people and the world, balancing careful strategic planning with reactive combat, then dive into competitive and cooperative multiplayer modes for endless replay value. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $11, 45% off, Red Matter is a VR puzzle adventure set in a dystopian Cold War universe where you play as Agent Epsilon infiltrating the enigmatic Volgravian lunar base on Rhea to uncover a truth with far-reaching consequences. Explore a stunningly realized space station filled with intricate puzzles, high-tech tools, and immersive environments, all designed to challenge your intellect and immerse you in a tense, gripping narrative. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $11, 75% off, Frostpunk Complete Collection is a society survival and city-building strategy game where you must lead humanity's last city through a frozen apocalypse, making impossible decisions to ensure survival. This collection includes The Last Autumn, On the Edge, and The Rifts, adding new scenarios, mechanics, technologies, and story-driven challenges that deepen the Frostpunk experience and push your leadership to the extreme. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $15, 75% off, Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream is an action RPG set in the iconic SAO universe, where Kirito must fix a shattered timeline broken by the out-of-control Galaxia system entirely. Featuring 21 playable characters with unique abilities, blend a story-driven single-player campaign with online modes that let up to 20 players team up for boss raids, co-op quests, or free-roaming adventures across expansive VR worlds. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sale stuff that I put out, leave a like, and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.